There's a question few people are willing to ask out loud. Why, despite more comfort, more freedom, and more convenience than at any time in history, does dissatisfaction seem to be rising, particularly among Western women? Hello, this is Dr. K. Paul Staller, asking why is that dissatisfaction so often laid at the feet of their partners, ending relationships, marriages, and families in the process? Most discussions point to personal failings, bad communication, emotionally unavailable men, unequal labor. But what if the problem is deeper than any individual relationship? What if it's structural? For most of human history, being a wife and mother was not a symbolic role. It was a full-time occupation. Running a household required real labor, constant, physical, demanding work. There were no dishwashers, no washing machines, no fast food, no meal delivery. Meals were made from raw ingredients. Clothes were washed and repaired by hand. Children were supervised continuously. The home was not a place of consumption. It was a place of production. And that mattered. A woman working in the home worked as hard as her husband did outside of it, often harder. And because the work was necessary, visible, and unending, it gave structure to the day and meaning to effort. Purpose doesn't usually come from ideas alone. It comes from doing things that need to be done. When your energy is spent on meaningful labor, there is very little room left for rumination, comparison, or existential drift. Exhaustion, paradoxically, protected people from dissatisfaction. Modern life changed all of this. Technology removed much of the labor that once filled the day. Household work that once took 10 hours can now be done in 2. And while convenience brought undeniable benefits, it also created something no one planned for, a vacuum. Human psychology does not tolerate emptiness well. When time is no longer structured by necessity, the mind looks elsewhere for stimulation, validation, and identity. And today, that elsewhere is everywhere. Endless scrolling, curated lives, comparison without context. The modern woman may spend more time today observing other lives than living her own, and comparison, especially constant comparison, is a known destroyer of contentment. In earlier generations, identity came from contribution, meals prepared, children raised, homes sustained. Today, identity is increasingly formed through abstraction. How my life looks, how it ranks, how it compares. Even leisure becomes competitive. Even self-care becomes a performance. And when dissatisfaction grows in this environment, it rarely announces itself as boredom or loss of meaning. Instead, it looks for a cause, and the closest cause is often the partner. The husband becomes the explanation. He's not attentive enough, not emotionally fluent enough, not ambitious enough. Sometimes those criticisms are valid, but often they are carrying a burden they were never meant to bear. In the past, marriage was not expected to supply fulfillment, identity, passion, excitement, and purpose all at once. It was a cooperative enterprise, a shared mission, survival, children, legacy. Meaning emerged from working together toward non-negotiable goals. Today, marriage is expected to deliver meaning itself. That's a heavy load. There is an old saying, an idle mind is the devil's playground. This was not religious exaggeration, it was experiential wisdom. When energy is not spent on necessary labor, it looks for expression elsewhere. Fantasy, comparison, resentment, escape, girls' nights that turn into emotional outsourcing, online flirtation, private narratives about what I deserve, not necessarily out of malice, but out of boredom combined with identity hunger. Modern life changed all of this. This is not an argument for hardship. It's not a call to reverse progress. And it's certainly not an indictment of women. It's an observation that modern convenience removed labor, but failed to replace meaning. Work was taken away. Purpose was not thoughtfully restored. The couples who seem most resilient today share something rare, a shared vision, a mission larger than themselves, creative work, family projects, service, spiritual or intellectual aims. When purpose is shared, free time becomes generative. When it isn't, free time becomes corrosive. Perhaps modern dissatisfaction among women is not a sign of entitlement or ingratitude. Perhaps it's something more human, a life made easier but thinner, and relationships strained not by neglect, but by being asked to carry the full weight of meaning, once distributed across labor, necessity, and community. If we want to understand modern relationship collapse, we must stop asking only, what did he do wrong, and begin asking a harder question. What replaced the work that once gave daily life its gravity? Until that question is answered, comfort alone will never be enough.